Some things on the internet are not meant to be found. They lurk in the shadows, waiting.
My screen keeps flickering. The room feels smaller, and something is breathing right behind me. I haven't slept in 2 days, maybe 3. Time doesn't feel real anymore. I keep hearing typing even when my hands are still. It's like the keyboard wants to finish the story without me. I thought it was just a harmless file, a strange folder hidden where it shouldn't be. I opened it out of curiosity. God, I wish I could take that moment back. I keep replaying that click in my mind, the way the cursor hovered like it already knew I would give in. Maybe it wanted me to. Maybe it always does. The lights are dimming again. I swear I saw a shadow crawl under the desk. Not move, crawl. Slow, deliberate, like it knows I can see it. Every time I blink, it's closer. I'm sweating even though the air is cold. I can feel it watching me, waiting for the moment I stop talking, waiting for silence. I'm recording this for whoever finds my channel later, or if this file uploads itself. It might. It's done worse already. I need you to listen carefully. Don't go looking for anything unusual on your computer. Don't search your drives. Don't try to be curious like I was. Curiosity is a door, and once you open it, something opens back. Didn't believe the warnings at first. I ignored the glitches, the whispers through the headphones, the way the camera turned on by itself. I told myself it's a virus, a prank, sleep deprivation. But viruses don't know your name. They don't laugh when you cry. They don't type, "Look behind you," while you're alone in the room. I don't know if I can escape this. I don't think anyone can. But maybe you can avoid ending up like me. Just remember how this started. It began with a folder I wasn't supposed to find. That mistake haunts me that if I go back to where everything was still normal, it started on Sunday afternoon. The kind where sunlight leaks through the blinds just enough to make you feel guilty for staying inside. I was in my room, eating leftover pizza, half listening to a true crime podcast, and procrastinating like it was an Olympic sport. Nothing unusual. I'd been meaning to clean my desktop for weeks, mostly deleting meme screenshots and 20 different copies of my resume. I told myself I'd finally get organized. Almost funny now, considering how badly things spiraled afterward. I remember thinking how quiet the apartment felt. No buzzing anxiety, no shadows in the corners, just ordinary silence. My PC hummed softly like it always did. Familiar. Safe. I clicked through folders lazily, dragging files into the recycle bin while sipping cold Pepsi. Pretty peaceful, honestly. I joked in a group chat that I was finally becoming a responsible adult, and someone replied with a laughing emoji and a skull. None of us knew how fitting that would become. The first glitch was small. A window froze, then minimized by itself. I assumed Windows was being Windows and ignored it. Then the cursor stuttered across the screen like someone else was nudging it. I blamed my wireless mouse batteries. Normal explanation. Logical. I kept working, humming along to the podcast host describing a disappearance case. I never thought I'd relate to that part. It wasn't until I opened File Explorer to check storage that I noticed something odd. There was a new folder sitting between photos and projects. No icon preview. No date created. Just a plain gray folder with the name, "Do Not Open." At first I laughed. It looked like one of those cheesy clickbait file names people use to hide personal stuff. I assumed I made it myself at some point and forgot. We all have embarrassing folders, right? Maybe it was old game mods or tax files. God forbid, ancient cringy fanfiction. Still, something about the name felt off. Too direct. Like it wasn't a warning, but an invitation. I hovered my mouse over it and felt an odd drop in my stomach, like missing a step on the stairs. My room was still quiet, but the silence felt different now. Thicker somehow. I stared at the screen longer than I should have. I even asked myself out loud, half joking, What would you do? If this were someone else's story, I'd comment. Open it. Obviously, curiosity is loud when consequences feel far away. I clicked on properties. No size information. No path. My PC acted like the folder didn't exist until I looked directly at it. My finger hovered over the mouse for a second too long. I knew better. I really did. But boredom, curiosity, whatever you want to call it, it won. It always does. With one stupid, tiny double click, I opened the folder. Inside the folder, I expected chaos. Maybe hidden thumbnails, random junk files, or a boring stack of documents. Instead, everything looked disturbingly clean. Too organized. There were 4 subfolders, each with names that didn't mean anything to me. Today, yesterday, before, you. Under them sat a handful of plain text files labeled with simple words. Breakfast, dream, phone call, window. Ordinary names, which somehow made them feel more unsettling. My PC never organized anything this neatly, and I definitely never made folders named like time itself was being sorted. Curiosity nudged me again. I clicked on breakfast.txt first, expecting a grocery list or maybe corrupted data. Instead, the file opened instantly, and my breath caught in my chest. The text wasn't random. It described exactly what I ate that morning: cold pizza and Pepsi, down to the brand of pepperoni and the way I picked off the olives. It even mentioned the podcast episode playing in the background, word for word. I stared at the screen, the audio from the podcast still murmuring about victims. Sunday afternoon. The kind where sunlight leaks through the blinds just enough to make you feel guilty for staying inside. I was in my room, eating leftover pizza, half listening to a true crime podcast, and procrastinating like it was an Olympic sport. Nothing unusual. I'd been meaning to clean my desktop for weeks, mostly deleting meme screenshots and 20 different copies of my resume. I told myself I'd finally get organized. Almost funny now, considering how badly things spiraled afterward. I remember thinking how quiet the apartment felt. No buzzing anxiety, no shadows in the corners, just ordinary silence. My PC hummed softly like it always did. Familiar. Safe. I clicked through folders lazily, dragging files into the recycle bin while sipping cold Pepsi. Pretty peaceful, honestly. I joked in a group chat that I was finally becoming a responsible adult, and someone replied with a laughing emoji and a skull. None of us knew how fitting that would become. The first glitch was small. A window froze, then minimized by itself. I assumed Windows was being Windows and ignored it. Then the cursor stuttered across the screen like someone else was nudging it. I blamed my wireless mouse batteries. Normal explanation. Logical. I kept working, humming along to the podcast host describing a disappearance case. I never thought I'd relate to that part. It wasn't until I opened File Explorer to check storage that I noticed something odd. There was a new folder sitting between photos and projects. No icon preview. No date created. Just a plain gray folder with the name, Do Not Open. At first I laughed. It looked like one of those cheesy clickbait file names people use to hide personal stuff. I assumed I made it myself at some point and forgot. We all have embarrassing folders, right? Maybe it was old game mods or tax files. God forbid, ancient cringy fanfiction. Still, something about the name felt off. Too direct. Like it wasn't a warning, but in timelines behind me. I told myself maybe I had typed it as a note sometime. Maybe I was multitasking and just forgot. People forget things, right? But the timestamp said the file was created 3 years before I even bought this computer. A chill ran down my arms. I rubbed the back of my neck and tried another file. Dream.txt. The details inside were intimate. Too intimate. It described my recurring childhood nightmare. The one where I'm trapped in a corridor with doors slamming shut behind me. Each one painted a deeper shade of red. I haven't told that dream to anyone. I never even wrote it down. The room felt colder suddenly, or maybe I was just imagining it. I opened phonecall.txt, bracing myself. This one listed an argument I had with my ex last year. Verbatim lines. My voice, her voice, the part where she cried before hanging up. Reading it was like reliving the entire moment. I felt sick. My hand hovered over the mouse again, but instead of closing the folder, I clicked on window.txt. The words were short this time. You should close it. The window behind me was open, the curtains shifting slightly. I shut it, telling myself someone could have hacked my system or installed spyware. Logical. Simple. Possible. I needed proof this was a prank or glitch, so I opened the subfolder named Today. Inside were several images, thumbnails in grayscale. The first few looked like random rooms. A hallway. A kitchen. A street corner I swear I've walked past. I clicked the last file, labeled just img_04. It opened slowly, pixels loading from top to bottom like old dial-up days. The moment the image fully resolved, my heart stopped. It was me, asleep, in my bed, taken from the foot of it. I could see the faint glow of my keyboard in the background. But logic, or maybe obsession, whispered louder. It felt like there was more underneath this surface layer. More files, more answers, and I needed to know. That night, I tried to shake the whole thing off. I convinced myself someone must have had access to my computer before I bought it. Maybe the image was staged. Maybe it wasn't even me, just someone who looked similar in the dark. I told myself anything that sounded reasonable, even if the excuses felt thin as tissue. I closed the folder, paced the room a few times, then opened it again just to check if something would change. It was a mistake to look back so soon. The files weren't the same. New documents had appeared inside Today, ones I didn't remember seeing. They were labeled with timestamps, future timestamps. 10:04 p.m., 10:06 p.m., 10:10 p.m. I glanced at the clock in the corner of my screen. It was 10:03. A cold prickle slid down my spine. I clicked the first one. The text inside wrote itself as I watched. Line by line, typing sounds with no hands moving. He is reading this now. He will check the window again. I turned sharply toward it, half expecting a face pressed against the glass. Nothing. Just darkness. I checked the next file. He will try to call someone. They won't believe him. I swallowed. My heart thudded painfully against my ribs. But of course, instead of shutting the PC off and running, I reached for my phone. I dialed Mark, my friend who knows more about tech than I ever will. He picked up on the third ring, voice casual and half eating something. Yo, what's up? I tried to explain in a rush. The strange files, the timestamps, the images. He laughed softly. Probably a virus, man. You click any shady links. I stared at the folder like it was listening. No links, I said, barely above a whisper. Just a folder that wasn't there before. Mark paused for a second, tone shifting. Factory glitch maybe. Run a scan. Worst case, wipe the drive. Logical. Reasonable. Safe. But curiosity burned hotter than fear. While he talked, another file appeared before my eyes. 10:06 p.m. Call ends in 12 seconds. I looked at the time. 10:05. My hand went cold. Mark asked something I didn't hear, and I stammered out an excuse. I'll call you back. I hung up. 11 seconds later, the file closed by itself. I reopened the image of me sleeping, hoping to find something, anything, that would prove it wasn't real. The picture had changed. The sheets were different, rumpled like they were right now. And there was a new detail. My eyes were open in the photo, staring directly at the camera. I jerked away from the screen, pulse hammering. Every instinct screamed to stop, but another part of me needed answers. I backed out of the Today folder and noticed a new item beneath the text documents. A video file. First night.mp4. The thumbnail was pitch black. I clicked it. The player opened with a crackle of static, faint white noise hissing like distant wind. The room on screen slowly brightened, low resolution, shaky, like recorded from a cheap webcam. I recognized my own bedroom layout from the shape of the window, the poster on the wall. The camera was positioned near the doorway, facing my bed. I leaned closer. The audio picked up something soft. Breathing. Not mine. Slow, steady, almost patient. A figure stood in the doorway. Tall, featureless in the static, like a shadow given shape. It didn't move. It just watched the blurry form of me sleeping. A wave of nausea rolled through me. I scrubbed through the timeline. Every frame showed it there, unmoving. Always there. Watching. When the video ended, the player froze. My reflection stared back from the dark screen, pale and shaken. I couldn't pretend anymore that this was a prank or glitch. Whatever it was, it knew me. It was watching. Maybe it always had been. So I did the only thing that made sense in my scrambled mind. I started recording everything. Screenshots, timestamps, voice memos. If this was happening to me, I needed proof. Evidence. Something to hold on to when reality started slipping. I wish I understood then what attention does to it that I didn't notice the new subfolder right away. It sat at the bottom of the directory, quiet and ordinary, as if it had been there all along. Journal. The name made me pause. It felt personal in a way the other folders didn't. A journal is something you write for yourself. Private. Confessional. I hesitated before opening it, my heartbeat thumping in my ears. When I finally clicked, it opened into a list of documents arranged by dates. Not just recent ones, older dates too. Years back. Some from times I barely remembered, marked with titles like Age 12 Incident, Basement, First Breakup, That Night in June. My mouth went dry. I opened Age 12 Incident first, mostly because I thought nothing written there could surprise me. Within seconds, I wished I hadn't. It described the day I got locked in my school locker as a prank. The entry talked about how I cried quietly so no one would hear, how I counted scratches inside the metal to calm myself. I never told anyone that part, not even my parents. The memory tasted like rust again. I clicked another, basement. The text described the night I thought I saw someone at the bottom of the stairs when the lights went out. How I ran so fast I tripped over my own feet. How I told myself later it was just the water heater. The journal didn't judge. It just stated facts, cold and observant. Entry after entry followed my life like a shadow. My fears, my habits, the way I twist my ring when I'm anxious. How I checked the stove 3 times before leaving home. Private details spilled out like someone had been keeping notes on me forever. The hairs on my arms stood up. Then it got worse. New entries started appearing at the top of the list while I watched. Timestamps matched real time. I clicked one labeled with the exact minute I opened it. He is reading the journal now. His breathing is uneven. He will scroll further. My fingers felt numb as I scrolled. Another entry flashed in. He is doubting his sanity. That is good. A chill rippled down my spine. I wanted to slam the laptop shut, throw it out the window, anything, but the need to know held me still. More entries updated live. He thinks he is alone. He is not. I glanced over my shoulder so fast my neck cracked. Empty room. Just the whir of the PC fan like a heartbeat in the dark. I whispered, "Tell me I'm not crazy," to the empty air, half expecting someone to answer. Silence pressed against the walls. I backed out of the folder and grabbed my phone again. My fingers hovered over Mark's name before I stopped. He'd laugh, call me paranoid. I didn't have proof anyone would believe. But the journal kept updating even with the folder closed. Notifications popped like taunting whispers. He won't sleep tonight. He wants answers. He will come back to us. Us. The word hit harder than anything. Whoever, or whatever, was writing these didn't see itself as one. Plural. Watching. A presence inside the system or behind it. The idea crawled under my skin. I rubbed my temples, exhaustion cutting deep. My eyes burned. I hadn't realized how long I'd been staring at the screen, compelled like a moth to a slow-burning flame. Hours passed without me noticing. The room darkened. Shadows stretched long against the walls. My thoughts scattered. Every creak in the apartment sounded like footsteps. Eventually, my body forced me to lie back on the bed. The glow of the monitor was the only light now, painting the room in pale blue. Just as I started drifting between waking and sleep, a sharp knock hit the wall beside me. Not pipes, not neighbors. A deliberate knock. Once, twice, slow, measured, like something testing the surface between us. I froze, eyes wide open in the dark that I tried not to sleep. I fought it with energy drinks, loud music, anything that kept my eyes open. But exhaustion is a stubborn animal. It waits. It pounces. Sometime around dawn, I must have passed out in my chair, neck bent at an angle that would haunt me later. I don't remember closing my eyes, but I remember opening them. And when I did, the room felt wrong. My PC was on. I was sure I turned it off. The monitor glowed softly, casting long shadows across the floor. The folder that once sat quietly among others now sat alone, enlarged, like it had pushed everything else aside. As if it wanted my attention. The name had changed. No longer Do Not Open. Now it pulsed with a new label in bold. Do not look. I stared at it, adrenaline waking me up faster than any caffeine ever could. My mouth felt dry. Logic whispered to walk away, unplug the PC, throw it out the window. Curiosity tugged harder, pulling like a hook through my ribs. I hovered the mouse, hands trembling. I told myself it was a warning, a line in the sand. Something inside that folder didn't want to be seen. So I opened it. The folder contained only one file, a video, live_feed.mp4. I clicked. The screen flickered, then resolved into a grainy view of my own room. Same angle as last night, positioned near the doorway. My chest tightened. The timestamp burned in red at the corner, 3 minutes ahead of real time. I stared at the digital clock on my taskbar. For 12 a.m., the video read 4:15 a.m. It wasn't a recording. It was a window into the near future. My breath came faster. I leaned in, squinting at the dim reflection of myself asleep in the chair. Everything on screen matched reality, down to the way my curtains swayed with the faint breeze. For 2 minutes, nothing happened. Just the quiet hum of the PC fan and my own heartbeat pounding like distant thunder. At 4:14 and 40 seconds a.m. on the video, something shifted. A dark blur appeared in the corner of the frame, near the doorway. At first I thought it was a shadow, but shadows don't move with purpose. This one crawled forward, shape stretching, limbs too long, head tilted like it was listening. My eyes darted from screen to doorway, then back to screen. In real time, nothing was there. Not yet. Seconds crawled past like cold syrup. The digital time hit 4 hours and 15 minutes in real life. Behind me, no sound, no footsteps, just the thick sensation of presence. A pressure in the room, like the air grew heavier. In the video, the figure passed behind me, inches away, dark and impossible. On screen, it leaned close, face hovering by my shoulder, a smear of static where its features should be. I didn't move. I hardly breathed. My skin prickled with cold sweat. I could feel it, whatever it was, standing right behind me in the real room, unseen but undeniably there. The moment stretched too long, a lifetime compressed into heartbeats. I whispered, I should have unplugged it right then. Instead, instinct took over. I stood, chair scraping the floor, and rushed to the PC. My hand grabbed the power cord, yanking hard. Sparks jumped. The monitor snapped to black. For a moment, the only sound was my ragged breathing. Then, in the dark, something moved toward me. I didn't think. I ran. I grabbed a tool from my drawer, a metal wrench, and swung it at the tower as hard as I could. Plastic cracked. Fans screeched. I hit it again, desperate to kill whatever lived inside. But the screen flickered back to life that he didn't think. He grabbed the tower, yanked cables out, and slammed it against the floor. Plastic cracked. The fan snapped off. He kept hitting it until his arms shook. It didn't feel like victory, more like rage burning out. He took the hard drive outside, poured lighter fluid, and set it on fire. Watching metal glow felt satisfying for a moment. He thought it was over. Inside, the room felt lighter. He made tea, sat on the couch, tried to breathe normal again. Maybe it was stress, lack of sleep, hallucinations. He convinced himself tomorrow this would all feel stupid. But when he reached for his phone, the wallpaper was wrong. His own face staring back. A low-resolution shot, half asleep, mouth open slightly. His stomach twisted. He unlocked the phone with shaking fingers. The folder was there. Same name, same files. Like it followed him. The screen blinked. A notification popped up without him touching anything. New file added. Hello. If you've watched till here, comment, I'm still here. Like, share, and subscribe. Who knows which PC the next folder chooses? Maybe yours.